The Trump-Putin phone call stopped the nuclear clock from ticking up to a global holocaust. Only retards underestimate that. And this is exactly the reason I ask, why should President Donald Trump invite European leaders to the peace table, yet for the last 3 years these same leaders have been silencing, censoring, persecuting, and or cancelling many who try to publicly promote peace. Innocent European and American citizens were smeared as Russian propagandists in an attempt to silence them from exposing the insanity and corruption and myopia behind the war. And these Western leaders wanted to continue their new lucrative forever war unchecked. Africans were called idiots by the EU foreign policy chief for calling for the plight of the people of Donbas to be considered as a top paradigm in the list of reasons for the conflict. None of the Allied leaders ever offered any de-escalation whatsoever, and instead they gleefully pushed the world to the brink of nuclear Armageddon despite global cries to stop, with the test of Russia's Oreshnik missile having a chilling effect on ordinary citizens around the world who, for the first time since the Cuban crisis, we all realized the reality of the danger that Biden and the Europeans were pushing the planet towards. All this time, what the Allies called peace talks were actually a probable disinformation scam of kangaroo peace talks amongst themselves in Switzerland, where, to the world's surprise, Russia was not even invited. Yet the EU now demands a seat at any peace talks on Ukraine. Why? Their policies and attitude so far on the conflict represents a clear existential threat to humanity. Today, the American people and everyone else in the world is much safer than before Donald Trump's phone call to President Putin. We all literally felt it while learning of the news of the phone call. This is a de-escalation policy action that previous US presidents took during the Cold War whenever tensions between the West and the Soviet Union rose to nuclear alertness levels under the MAD doctrine, mutually assured destruction. A situation that today's generation of European leaders seem completely clueless about its dangers to humanity as they stubbornly pursued their temper tantrum diplomacy of showing strength to Putin rather than showing common sense. They remind me of the video clips of dumb people trying to show strength by approaching dangerous beasts in the wilds. Showing strength is a Ritter's policy that almost destroyed humanity and the entire planet. As Putin and Trump both said, the world needs leaders whose policies are based on common sense. Meanwhile, any serious applicants to these talks should clearly at least prove a record of attempting peace or de-escalation, or at least some noticeable peace actions as credentials over the course of this war before demanding a prominent seat at the table. I thought Europe said a sovereign Ukraine ultimately had the final word on peace, so Europe should expect tough negotiations to happen exclusively between the two parties and a mediator in a closed room without even the media present. Europe trying to charge into this room makes me suspect that Madame Ursula von der Leyen, the EU Commission President, just wants to come and sabotage the peace talks again like Boris Johnson did in April 2022. Thank you.